Hello everyone, you are on the Mobi channel and I am glad to see you on my channel again. Part 2 of SKIBIDI Toilet 69 was unexpectedly released today. And in fact, I am very happy about this, because in this video I will analyze this new episode for you. Despite the fact that it turned out not to be as long as usual, there are many hidden and inconspicuous details that you just have to find out about. A reaction video to this episode has already been released on my second channel, so after watching this video, you can watch my reaction. And also go to my Discord server, because the first leak of information about the new episode appeared there. I also ask you to watch this video to the end, like and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, we're starting. The second part of episode 69 begins exactly where the first part ended. If you suddenly, for some reason, what happened in the first part of episode 69, then I advise you to watch my analysis, and also briefly remind you about it. In the first part of episode 69, agents continue to survive in a secret bunker of toilets, and unfortunately a large number of agents died in the first part. The main turning point in the first part of episode 69 was when Dark Speaker Man closed the doors before the wounded Gemini cameraman could run into it. But I think Dark Speaker Man did the right thing, because if he hadn't closed the door, he would have endangered the rest of his squad's agents. POV Plunger Cameraman was emotional, and so he succumbed to them and struck Dark Speaker Man several blows. I'm sure he didn't want to do this, but his emotions took control of him, because he had already lost several agents dear to him in this bunker. And we all thought that the second part of episode 69 would continue the first, that is, the sequel would be in a secret bunker. But as we see the second part unfolds outside the bunker, we are shown the very agent of TV Man, who broadcast on his screen everything that happens inside the bunker. I assume that this broadcast was also shown to other agents, otherwise how can we explain what we will see next? Next, we see the Titan cameraman, who destroys the last opponents who remained in this location, and despite the fact that he is severely damaged, he does it quite simply. Next, we see how the flying speakers bring the Titan Speakerman his blasters, which he lost from the explosion in episode 65. This scene reminded me of the events of episode 44, when the Titan TV Man was joined by speakers and he became the Titan Cinema Man. Next, we see how his new wings and cannons fly to the Titan cameraman by themselves. Why did I say that they are new? Because look closely, they are perfectly clean and without a single scratch. And the old wings and guns look completely different from how they looked after the explosion in episode 65. Then the incredible happens. The Titan TV Man utters a phrase that sounds like stand still, and he begins to share the energy of his reactor with the Titan cameraman. This is the first time I've seen this, and it surprised me. And the next thing he says to Titan cameraman and Speaker Man is, "Let's demolish this place." And then we see a rather funny scene. Titan Speaker Man seems to be saying that, like, "Can you share your energy with me?" But the Titans show him this gesture, saying that nah, you don't need it. Next, as I understand it, the Titans take their places. I will assume that they surround this mountain. Titan TV Man is teleporting. The Titan cameraman flies away, and it seems that only the Titan Speaker Man does not understand what they are up to, but then he grumbles something and also takes his tactical position. Next, the operator turns around and we see how already trained cameraman and speakerman agents arrived at this place. In this frame, we can see that the agents are fully equipped. They have a jetpack, blasters, melee weapons, shotgun, headphones, protective lens, toilet paper, sconces. And also in this frame you can see another SKIBIDI toilet, but this is not for long, because we also see the combat helicopters of the cameraman agents, which we saw at the beginning of episode 66. Next, we see how a helicopter gunship destroys the remaining toilet, and this character also catches our attention. This is a big cameraman agent, and in his hands he holds some very cool alien machine gun charged with the red energy of Titan Speaker Man. The agent himself looks very powerful. We can also notice a jetpack and an unusual coat on it. Perhaps it is bulletproof. Also in this frame we can see the medical engineers of the cameraman, who usually repair the injured agents. Next, our POV operator turns around and we see the cameraman's agent very well in full gear. He hands us all the necessary equipment. And then I see a shotgun, a jetpack, a backpack, headphones, and a protective lens. And also on this backpack we see the logo of cameraman agents. The POV operator puts on a backpack and we see how another agent has something like toilet paper hanging on his belt. But if you look closely, this is not an ordinary toilet paper. It looks very much like a grenade. I'll assume that this device looks like this to distract attention. Toilets will not immediately realize that it is a grenade, they will think that it is ordinary toilet paper. Next, this agent pulls out his machine gun, nods to us, saying that we are ready and can go, and this is the end of the episode. Yes, this episode is quite short, but there are a lot of important details in it, and I will also assume that this is the final part of episode 69. Because I don't think the next episode will be Skibidi Toilet 69 Part 3. I think the next episode will be Skibidi Toilet 70, and there is something very interesting and unusual waiting for us in it. Also, the description of this episode sounds like reinforcements have arrived. I will also assume that episode 70 will be long enough, and in it we will be shown both what the agents found in the secret bunker and what tactics the Titans came up with to destroy this bunker. Now let's read your theories from the comments. Theory number 1 goes like this: the whole squad is going to ambush the Skibidi base, and for the Titans, the Titan TV man didn't give core energy to Titan Speaker Man cause his core is still the one which was introduced in the beginning episodes. That means that his core may not absorb the energy and he might get killed, so to avoid that he didn't give him the energy, and now most probably Titan TV man will be clearing the toilets. Titan Camera Man will be getting his repairs and Titan Speaker Man will get his upgrades, and most probably both of them will be back very soon, cause I think the Speaker race has his upgrades ready for him, cause he didn't get any major upgrades like Titan TV Man and Camera, and he is still the first version with an extra blaster. It's a very interesting theory, and we're moving on to the next one. It sounds like this: the Titans are definitely not going back to base. Well, at least UTS isn't, considering that they gave him 2 brand new blasters. He's probably going to fight until his upgrades are ready, or they're just going to deliver them to UTS. UTC is probably going back to base, because you can see that his new jetpack, instead of going onto his back, it attaches to him, which tells me he's going back to the base get upgrade / repaired. Also, is it just me, or does it look like UTC has 2 laser blasters on his jetpack? Also, why did UTTM leave? He could have easily gone to help the Alliance, but he didn't, and he knows that they're trying to get the scientist, the most powerful enemy in Skibidi Toilet as of right now. So either he trusts that the small guys can handle it, or he was something more important to do. If the latter, I wonder what it could be. I mean, what could be more important than getting the scientist? Well, maybe your theory, which is related to the fact that the Titan Cameraman flew to the base for repairs, will be correct, or maybe he flew to take his tactical position. Well, in episode 70, everything will become clear to us. So we move on to theory number 3, which sounds like this. Okay, so I have a theory that the Alliance will probably open the bunker, then might fight MJ, Michael Jackson, and the other hybrids like what we saw in episode 69 part 2, and the Alliance might lose some members, but might be able to catch up with the Plunger Cameraman and his gang, then might be able to defeat Scientist Toilet. Second theory. The Alliance members might attack the upgrading Skibidi room in 69 part 1 and deal heavy damage, cause of the explosives and explosive toxic barrels, then might be able to revive the Chad Cameraman or the POV Big Cameraman before, and the Large Speaker Man also. Well, your theories that engineers will be able to fix agents who recently died in the series are really interesting. Perhaps when the fighting at this location ends, we will be able to see the Big Cameraman agent and the Big Speaker Man agent again. Thank you. And that's where I'm going to end my video. Don't forget to write your theories in the comments, as well as like and subscribe to the channel. Also subscribe to my second channel, because I remind you that there has already been a reaction to the new episode. You've been on the Mobi channel, and remember that the plot doesn't end, it's just beginning.